So this is called a many one function. You agree? Everybody agree with that? It's called a many one function.
Yes, sir.
Such a
Yes,
function
sir.
has no inverse. Has no inverse. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to restrict the domain only for x greater than or equal to 0. Now see what is happening. Now for each value of x, you will have only exactly one value for y. You agree with that?
Yes.
Now this is called
Yes.
a one-one function. Now this function, one and on to also. What do you mean by on to? If you take any number here, it has got its pre-image. Suppose I take 3. What is the pre-image of 3? Root 3. So every element in this second set, A, B, which is called codomain, every element in codomain has a pre-image in the domain. Such a function is called one and on to. The inverse function of this, how to calculate the inverse function? What do you mean by inverse function? 0, 1, 4, 9 will become your x coordinate. And the corresponding y coordinate will become all the x, what you have here. 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. What is happening in inverse function? Just tell me. What is actually happening in an inverse function? Tell me what is happening in inverse function? If f is a function from a to b, its inverse function will be from b to a. Here 1 is related to 1, 2 is related to 4. You can see x coordinate and y coordinate gets interchanged. Here the y coordinate became the x coordinate and x coordinate became the y coordinate. Y coordinate became the x coordinate and x coordinate became y coordinate. Then here, if I take 4 will be the x coordinate and 2 will be the y coordinate. Goes on like that. So this I can define as f inverse x. And you will notice that it is root x. Correct? So we have two functions here. F of x equal to x square and f inverse x as root x. So what happens in an inverse function? Tell me. What happens in an inverse function?
The x coordinate and y coordinate are interchanged.
X coordinate and y coordinates are interchanged. That's all. The domain becomes a range and range becomes the domain. That's all. Now, how will you calculate the inverse function? What is the method to calculate inverse function? My function is f of x is x square. I want to find its inverse function. I start with y equal to x square. Then x and y are interchanged because in an inverse function, x and y get interchanged. So x become y square. Now make y as a subject, and that gives you the inverse function. Tell me, what are the steps to find the inverse function? What are the steps to find the inverse function? Don't speak out, students. Again, like yesterday, I should stop teaching and get out from the class?
No, sir.
Then please speak out.
Yes.
What are the steps I did? What are the first step I did?
Set function equal to y.
Right. Yeah.
First, you took the y coordinate and x coordinate. Then what happens in an inverse function?
X coordinate and y coordinate are
X
interchanged.
coordinate and y coordinate get interchanged. Then what did I do next step?
Make the y subject.
Y becomes a subject. And whatever the y subject is the inverse function. So tell me now, f of x equal to log x. Find its inverse function. Abhijit.
Yes,
Abhijit is there in the class?
yes, sir.
Now speak out. Y is equal to log x to the base 10. What should I do now? What is the first step? Interchange. What? Interchange what?
Interchange log.
No. Interchange x and y. What do you mean by interchange x and y? In place
No.
of y, write x. In place of x, write y.
Y.
Now step number 2, make y as subject. What do you mean by y as subject? Y should be made alone on the dice. How to remove the log? You know how to make y as a subject? Anybody in the class? How to make y as a subject?
10 to x is equal to y.
From here, I want y as subject. I didn't hear you properly. Can you tell me once again?
Y is equal to 10 raised to x.
Y is equal to 10 raised to x. So your function was log x to the base 10. So its inverse function is 10 raised to x. Did you follow that? Which means in this one, if x is 1, y is 0. When x is 1, y is 0. When x is 10, y is 1. When x is 100, y is 2. What happens in inverse function? Look at this. When x becomes 0, put x as 0 here. Y coordinate is 1. Put x as 1 here. Y coordinate is 10 raised to 1. Put x as 2 here. Y is 10 square. Have you noticed they got interchanged?
Yes, sir.
Called a function
sir.
means this is called its inverse function. Everybody followed?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Please note down method to calculate inverse function. Okay, the right first step, inverse function. Inverse function. If y is equal to f of x is a 1, 1 and 1, 2 function. Then its inverse function is denoted by f to the power -1 of x. So only 1, 1 and 1, 2 function have inverse. Is it clear? Now method to calculate inverse function. Calculate inverse of a function. I hope you are writing all this.
Yes, sir.
Johar? Johar,
Yes, sir.
tell me the first step to find the inverse function. What the first step you must do?
Interchange x and y.
Interchange. Okay, we'll write like this. Y is equal to f of x. Okay. Step 1. Interchange y and x. Interchange y and x. So how will you write it? X equal to f of y.
Equal to f of y.
Step number 2.
Make y as a subject.
Very good. Make y a subject. So it will become y
F
is
of
equal to
minus
f inverse of x.
f inverse of x. Sorry.
I hope you can, all of you can read this.
Yes, sir.
Now you write the example here. After I've written this, I hope all of you have completed. If not completed, you must tell me. Example 1. Example 1. F of x equal to log x to the base 10. That is, y is log x to the base 10. Apply step number 1. Interchange x and y. So x equal to log y to the base 10. Step number 2, make y a subject.
Done, sir.
Done. Everybody is completed?
Yes, sir.
1 minute, sir.
Yeah. Okay, fine.
Yes.
Okay. Now I'll give one more example. I'll give you. Y is equal to 3x plus 5. So that means f of x is 3x plus 5. Find f inverse x. Do it and tell me. I'm giving you.
Sir, can I share?
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, 3y
X is equal to, no?
x equals to 3y plus 5.
Correct. Then,
Make y as a subject.
so y is equal to x minus 5 upon 3.
X 3.
So f inverse of x is x minus 5 upon 3.
On 3.
Now, I want to ask you a question. What is f dash of x? D by dx of
3x plus 5.
dx by 3x plus 5.
That is 3.
That is 3. Find derivative of f inverse x. How to write that? F inverse x derivative.
Quotient roller.
I'll do one thing. 1 minute. 1 minute. F inverse dash of x. Can you understand? Dash is for derivative. D by dx of x minus 5 upon 3. So what you'll notice? 1 by 3 into derivative of x minus 5. 1 by 3 into derivative of x1, 5, 0. So you'll see 1 by 3. What have you noticed? Relation between derivative of the function and its inverse function.
They are inverse of each other.
They are inverse of each other. Okay. So instead of finding dy by dx, you can find dx by dy and take the reciprocal. So dy by dx is 1 upon dx by dy. So if you take the derivative, y with respect to x and x with respect to y, they are reciprocal of each other. Is it clear to everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we come to inverse trigonometry function.
Sir, you have to write that.
Yeah. Write this example.
Yes,
You
sir.
have not written?
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Last.
Okay, right. Suppose I write the function as y equal to sin x. This will have inverse function only if it is 1, 1 and on 2. Imagine all the x coordinate I'm writing here. Let's say I put x as 0 degrees, 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 150 degrees. If I keep on writing like this numbers, what will happen? Sine 0 is 0, sine 30 is half, sine 45 is 1 by root 2, sine 150 is again half, sine 120 is root 3 by 4, root 3 by 2. So even 60 degrees would have given you root 3 by 2. Is this 1, 1 function? Is it 1, 1 function?
Yes, sir.
No, many are related to 1, no? 30 and 150 has
No,
the
sir.
same image, no? So it is a many 1 function. Are you hearing me clearly?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Hence,
sir.
y equal to sin x has no inverse function. Don't write, just listen. So if I want sin x to have inverse function, I have to make it 1, 1 and on 2. So what I'm going to do is, to make it 1, 1 and on 2, I will take only angle from minus 90 to plus 90. Now you will notice that each value of x will have unique value y. For example, minus 1, 1, 0, 0. So you will find that every element, every x value has only exactly one value. So there'll be no many related to 1. So what did I say? Just tell me once again. How can you make this function 1, 1 and on 2?
By restricting it to minus 90 to plus 90.
By taking x coordinate from how much? From
Minus-
minus 90 to plus 90.
Plus 90.
And the y coordinate is always from minus 1 to plus 1. That means the domain should have only this x value and range should have only this value. Then it will be 1, 1 and on 2. Then y equal to sin x is 1, 1 and on 2. Then it will have inverse. Have you understood this part? Then I can make x as a subject. We write this as, now I'm finding its inverse function. What should I do first? Make x and y interchange. Make y as a subject. And this is what y equal to sin inverse x. So if f of x is sin x, then its inverse function will be f inverse x. Did you follow this?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
In this case, x coordinate should be from, that means in f inverse x, the value of x should be from minus 1 to plus 1, because inverse function y coordinate and x coordinate will get interchanged. And the angle sin inverse x is always an angle. It should be from minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2.
So,
Yeah, tell me.
so can you explain the range and the domain part again?
Which one?
The range part.
See, if I, first part, what did I say? If I take all possible values for the angle and all the possible value of y, this function would not be 1, 1 and on 2. You will see that 30 degrees and 150 degrees having same value. When x takes 30 degree and x takes 150 degrees, both will have the same y coordinate. So it would not be 1, 1 and on 2. Is that point clear to you?
Yes, sir. That's
Second point I explained is, suppose the angle is restricted from minus 90 to plus 90. And the value of y is restricted from minus 1 to plus 1. Then this function will be 1, 1 and on 2. Is that clear?
yes, sir.
Because it is 1, 1 and on 2, I'm able to find its inverse function. And how do you find the inverse function? X and y are interchanged and y is made the subject. Is it okay?
Okay. Yes, sir.
So whenever I write f inverse of x is sin inverse x, or if I write y is equal to sin inverse x, but let me talk to you like that. Whenever I write y is equal to sin inverse x, what are the possible value of x? The possible value of x would be from minus 1 to plus 1. Why I'm looking at y here, although I'm asking about x, because inverse function, what will happen? X and y will get interchanged, no? In this function, what is y is x over here. In this function, what is x here is y over here. Clear? Have you followed or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, for example, if I write sin inverse
Yes,
of
sir.
1 by 2, its value is an angle. This one's value is an angle. 30 degrees, we say it's an angle. But the value of x here is a number. And the value of x is between minus 1 and plus 1. And the value of angle is between from minus 90 and plus 90. So I can say now like this, most important thing that I'm explaining today. Whenever I write y is equal to sin inverse x, like this statement I write, then first condition, x is sine y. And the value of x will be from -1 to +1. And the value of y will be from -π/2
minus
to
pi by 2 plus pi by 2.
So if I write sine inverse of 1/2 as 150 degrees, is this correct or wrong?
Wrong.
Wrong. Although sine 150 is half. Is it clear to you? This is correct, but this is wrong because the angle got to be from -90 and +90 only and not 150. That is the important thing in this exercise, this part, what I explained to you. Can everybody write down? Definition of inverse function, definition. Y is equal to sine inverse x. Then x is sine y. You can take this sine y to other side. Then value of x should be between -1 and +1, and value of y should be -half and +half. -π/2 and +π/2. What do you mean by y is equal to cos inverse x? Can anybody tell me? Y is equal to cos inverse x. Same like
X will
sine.
be -1
X equal to,
cos
first
y
of all, x equal to cos y.
cos y
And the value of x will be from -1 to +1. There's also no
plus
problem. But here there is a problem. Remember, x has got both a negative and positive value. But cos is positive in which quadrant? First quadrant. And negative in which quadrant? Second quadrant. So the angle should lie between 0 and pi. 0 less than or equal to y less than or equal to pi. Because negative value should have what angle? From 0 to π/2 to pi. All the values, when x takes value negative, when x takes value negative number, -1, -0.9, -0.8, that time the angle will be from -92 plus -90 to 180 degrees. And when x values are positive, the angle will be in first quadrant. Is that clear to everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now these are the two important ones. Other things are just easy to understand. Tan inverse x will be same as sin inverse x. Y is equal to tan inverse x. Then x should be tan y. And value of x is any real number. Tan inverse x has any x can take any real number. Even tan inverse of 2000 you can find. No problem. You will find some angle for which tan inverse become 2000. But y value will be only from the angle will be from -π/2 less than y less than π/2. Can anybody tell me y equal to sign is not there?
Tan 90 is not defined.
Tan 90 is not defined. It's not a real number. That's why. Again, negative value of x will give you from -π/2 to π/2, and positive value will be here. This will be when x is negative, and this will be when x is positive. So, and if I ask you tan inverse of -1, is it a positive number or negative number? Speak out. Tan inverse of -1, is it a positive number or negative one? Its value, its answer. How much is tan inverse of 1? Which angle tan gives you 1? Tan's value
45.
45.
So what will be tan inverse of -1?
-45.
Very good. -45. Okay. Now listen carefully. Next one. What is cos inverse of half and cos inverse of -half? Cos inverse of half. Which angle gives you cos half?
60.
60
What will be cos inverse of -half?
-60.
No, it
Minus
won't be -60 because cos inverse value lies between
0 to pi
0 to 180. And when does cos become negative? Which quadrant?
Second quadrant.
Second quadrant. So your answer will be 180 minus 60. Here minus came out, but in cos it will become 180 minus 60. It will be 120 degrees. Did you get the idea?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, can you explain
Yes,
this one again?
See, cos inverse value, when I write y is equal to cos inverse x, what is the value of y? From 0 to 180, no?
Yes.
अगर x का value positive है, तो angle y will lie in first quadrant. अगर
Yes.
x का value negative है, the y will lie in the second quadrant.
Second quadrant.
So if I have cos inverse of minus half, how to calculate it? You know, cos inverse of positive half is 60. Negative के लिए क्या
Yes.
करना पड़ेगा? 180 से subtract
180
करना.
minus 6.
181. Again, cos inverse of root 3 by 2 is 30.
30. Yes.
लेकिन cos inverse of minus root 3 by 2 क्या होगा? 180 minus 30 होगा.
Minus 30.
Whereas sin inverse of root 3 by 2 is 60. लेकिन sin inverse of minus root 3 by 2 क्या होगा?
120.
नहीं, माइनस sin inverse कौन सा क्वाड्रेंट में लाई करता है? फर्स्ट और फोर्थ. इसका वैल्यू देखो, इधर देखो, फ्रॉम वेयर टू वेयर, माइनस 90 टू प्लस 90 है ना?
Yes, sir.
तो इसलिए नेगेटिव हो जाएगा. साइन इनवर्स ऑफ tan इनवर्स में नेगेटिव हो जाएगा, cos इनवर्स में 180 माइनस हो जाएगा. समझा कि नहीं समझा?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll just give you a little more exercise. Right? Have you written this definition?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then write this. Write example. Sine inverse of sine inverse of half is 30. But, okay, not the right but. And sine inverse of minus half is equal to minus 30. Minus 30 degrees. Cos inverse of half is 60 degrees. Cos inverse of minus half will be, tell me.
180 minus 60.
Very good, 180 minus 60. Why? Because cos inverse since minus, 0 less than or equal to cos inverse x less than or equal to 180. Cos inverse का value हमेशा 0 to 180 होगा. Sin inverse का value minus 90 to plus 90 होगा. समझा कि नहीं?
Yes, sir.
Tan inverse of 1 is 45. Tan inverse of minus 1 will be minus. I hope all of you understood this concept. That is the meaning of this what I've written over here. This what I've written here. This one's meaning is this. Negative values inverse will lie in minus 90 to 0 for tan inverse and sine inverse. But cos inverse negative values angle will lie in second quadrant. So it is 180 minus theta. Everybody followed this concept?
Yes, sir.
Next point. Have you written all this? Examples?
Yes, sir.
Then, sir.
Then write y is equal to cosec inverse x. Then x equal to cosec y. X equal to cosec y. The value of x will be, the reciprocal of a number between minus 1 and plus 1 is naturally more than 1. X should be from, either I should write modulus of x greater or equal to 1. I don't know whether you'll understand this. Will you understand this? Okay, if you don't understand, write like this. Then x will belong to minus infinity to 1 union 1 to infinity. I think that will be better. And the value of y will be same as sine inverse. But y is not equal to 0. Because when it becomes 0, it will become infinity. That's why. X belongs to minus infinity to minus 1 here. Union 1 to infinity. Here 0 less than equal to y less than equal to pi, but y not equal to pi by 2. Last one. This is not so important. Even if you forget this, nothing going to happen. We have better alternative. But I'm just giving you the whole definition. And here we are going to learn this again in another chapter. X is a real number. 0 less than y less than pi. Is that fine with everybody?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Find the derivative of sine inverse x with respect to x. Don't write, okay? Because I want you to learn yourself. Step number 1. Write y equal to sine inverse x. When you write this, remember x is between minus 1 and plus 1, and y is between minus pi by 2
Minus
and
pi
plus
to
1.
2 plus pi by 2.
This has to be kept in your mind throughout. Whenever this statement is written, x cannot take value 2 or 5 or 100. X can only take this value. And sine inverse value, the angle part, has to be between minus pi by 2 and plus pi by 2. This should be remembered without saying. Now, I do not know the formula for this. So what I'll do is I'll make x as a subject. Make x as subject.
X equal to sine y.
Yes, very good. X equal to sine y. Now differentiate. I'll differentiate with respect to y. Even if you differentiate with respect to x, no problem. So it will be, look at this differentiate. Many students are writing wrongly in the test. D by dx should come d by dy because I'm differentiating with respect to y. Then x should come. Some students are writing x here and d by dy like this. Yesterday I was checking your papers. Your written. Some of you are written like this. It's wrong. And yeah, I'm going to take individually students and call you for a one-to-one session. D by dy of sine y. Is it fine with everybody? I'm differentiating with respect to y. So dx by dy is how much?
Cos y.
Derivative sine y with respect to y?
Cos y.
But I don't want dx by dy. I want what? I want derivative of y. So first step was once again. Step 1, we wrote y is sine inverse x. And my aim was to find dy by dx. I made x as a subject, differentiated with respect to y. Now look at the step number 4. I wanted dy by dx. But we have learned that dy by dx is 1 upon dx by dy. Is it fine?
Yes.
So dy by dx became 1 upon cos y. Is it fine with everybody?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
But I don't want the answer to contain y. My question is find the derivative of sine inverse x. There's no y in it. So the way I'm going to change it to y, just look at it. I can write cos y as root of 1 minus sine square y. You agree? Don't agree?
Yes, sir.
Now sine y will be replaced by x. So what is the derivative of sine inverse x?
1 upon under root 1 minus x squared.
Did you understand the formula? But there is one small mistake here. In the whole thing, what I've written, There is a small mistake. How did I get this formula? Cos square theta plus sin square theta is 1. So cos square theta is 1 minus sin square theta. So cos theta is plus or minus root of 1 minus sin square theta. But I did not write plus or minus. I wrote only minus, plus. Can anybody tell me the reason? Is it right or should? Yes?
Sir, because it is the values of minus 90 to plus 90.
Excellent. Because y lies in which quadrant? Y lies in first or fourth. And both when cos y is positive in first and fourth. That is why we don't have a minus sign here. Is that clear to everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Just repeat with me the whole stuff. What is the first step I should do? Y equal to sin inverse x.
Sin inverse x.
Then make x as a subject.
Subject. Yes.
Then differentiate with respect to
Y.
Y.
y, not with respect to x, with respect to y. Then you will get dx by dy. But are you happy with the dx by dy? What you are supposed to find?
dy.
Dy by dx. So dy by dx is its reciprocal. Then last step, just look at it. Cos y, change it to sin y and replace it by x. Cos y, change it to cos y, change it to sin y and replace it by x. When you change it, you have to write this reasoning. Y belongs to minus pi by 2 and plus pi by 2. Therefore, cos y is positive. Therefore, cos y is root of 1 minus sin square y. Are you writing? Second, find derivative of cos inverse of x with respect to x. Tell me first step, step 1.
Making
Y
x
is
as a
equal-
subject.
Okay, Chirag is speaking. Okay,
Yes,
Chirag,
sir.
tell me. Y is equal to
cos inverse x.
cos inverse x. When I write this, what should I write besides it? What is the value of x?
Minus 1 plus 1.
Minus 1 plus 1. And does
Y
y
is
has any restriction?
0 to pi.
0 to pi. Very good. Step number 2, what should I do?
X equals to cos 1.
X equal to cos 1. Step number 3,
Differentiate with respect to y.
differentiate with respect to y.
Then dx by dy.
Dx by dy.
So the derivative of cos 1.
And what is that formula? Minus
Minus sin.
sin y. Step number 4, what I'm supposed to find? Not dx by dy. I'm supposed to find
dy by dx
dy by dx.
is equals to
That-
1 upon dx by dy.
That is equal to
Minus 1
Minus
upon
sin
sin
y.
y.
Now convert sin y to, next step you listen. Convert sin y to cos y and then replace it by x. You have to convert this to x. So sin y is converted to cos y and replace it by x. So minus 1 upon root of 1 minus cos square y. Again, you will notice that sin y is positive in first and second quadrant.
Yes, sir.
So sin y is
Minus
positive or greater than or equal to 0 as 0 less than equal to y less than equal to pi. So sin y is root of 1 minus cos square.
cos square y.
So your final answer is minus 1
Minus
upon
1
root
upon
1 minus
1
x.
minus x square.
Y is equal to tan inverse x. X is any real number minus pi by 2 less than y by 2. Now make x as a subject. Then differentiate with respect to y. What is the derivative of tan y? Sec square y.
Square y.
So what will be dy by dx?
1 by
1
six
upon
square y.
Yeah. So 1 upon sec square y. Now you have to convert it back to x. And what is x here? What is x? Tan y, no?
Tan y.
So sec square theta should be converted to tan square theta. Which formula? Sec square theta minus tan square theta is 1. So sec square theta is 1 plus
1
tan square
plus
theta.
tan square.
So your answer is 1 upon 1 plus x square. Here we don't have to look at the quadrant because sec square theta is always positive number. So here 1 plus tan square theta is also positive. There's no possible problem of that conversion. So we have learned two formula now: derivative of sine inverse, cos inverse, and tan inverse. Got the technique of finding the derivative?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now find the derivative of cot inverse x. Follow the same step and learn it off. Y is equal to, find the derivative of cot inverse x. So start with y is equal to cot inverse x. X is real number, 0 less than y less than pi. X can be any real number. J Chavan. J,
Yes, sir.
can you speak out?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
X equal to cot y,
X equal to cot y.
then dx by dy
Dx by dy
is equal to
minus
minus
cosec square y. Derivative of cot x is minus cosec square, no?
yes, sir.
Then
Then dy by dx 1 upon minus cosec square y.
now you have to convert it back to x.
Oh, then
So what is cosec square theta in terms of cot theta?
theta
That's our
minus
formula. So cosec square theta is how much?
1 minus 1 plus cot square theta.
क्यों मैं cot में लेके आया? क्योंकि उसको x से replace कर सकते हैं.
Yes, sir.
So here is my answer.
1 plus x.
Find derivative of cosec inverse x with respect to x. So y is equal to cosec inverse x. Modulus of x is greater than or equal to 1. And minus pi by 2 less than or equal to y less than or equal to pi by 2. But y is not 0. Now make x as a subject. Now differentiate with respect to y. Now make the reciprocal. Dy by dx is 1 upon minus I'm putting up cosec y into cot y. Now there is a problem. Can you stop writing for a minute? I have to change x in terms of x. What is x here?
Cosec y.
So I should change this cot y to cosec y. How will I change cot y to cosec y? The same formula. Just tell me what is cosec y from here.
1 plus cot square.
Plus or minus root of 1 plus cot square theta. Do you agree with this?
Yes, sir.
Now you tell me, what should I replace instead of this cot y? Should I write root 1 plus cot square theta? Should I put plus or minus?
Plus or minus.
Now see here, there is a problem here. It lies, y lies in which quadrant? Y lies in which quadrant?
0 to 180.
Yeah,
First
so
and
y
second.
belongs to first and fourth quadrant, no?
Yes.
So cosec y and cot y are positive in first quadrant. What about fourth quadrant? Fourth quadrant, all silver tea cup. Only cosec is negative and cosec y will be negative and cot y also will be negative. Negative into negative will give you
Positive.
positive. So all the time this much should be negative, positive. Cosec y into cot y. So put a modulus for this and write cosec square y minus 1. Why the modulus? Tell me once again, why the modulus? Why the need of modulus?
Because cosec y into cot y should be always positive.
Should be always positive. So whatever the answer you replace instead of cosec y into cot y should also be positive. So we put a modulus. So your answer is minus 1 upon modulus of x into root of x square minus 1. This is your answer for derivative of cosec inverse x. Is that clear?
No,
Yes, sir.
actually, no, sir. Can you repeat it, please?
See, if I'm replacing, let's say, imagine I replaced I want to replace cosec y, cot y with something, some new formula. If this is positive, then this side also should be positive, no? You agree with that?
Yes,
Otherwise,
sir.
they both will not be equal. So we know that cosec y into cot y is positive. So if I would have written cosec y into cot y as cosec y into root of cosec square minus y, then this is always positive. But this may not be positive always. So, but we know that this whole thing is always positive because of the quadrant in which it is lying. So to make it both side positive, you put the modulus. Is that clear to
No,
everybody?
actually, sir, you
Tell-
converted cot y, right?
Correct. I
And
wrote
you took the modulus of cosec y.
because this can be positive as well as negative.
Yes.
But when y lies in first and fourth quadrant, the product is always positive.
Hmm.
But here, if I would have not put the modulus, the product may not be always positive.
Okay.
To make it always positive, I put the modulus.
Okay, sir. Got it.
Okay, now write once more, one last one. Y is equal to sine inverse x, or sec inverse x. Y is equal to sec inverse x. What is the domain? Modulus of x should be greater than or equal to 1, 0 less than equal to y, less than equal to pi, but y should not be pi by 2. The middle value, y will not be allowed. Okay, first step. Yeah, First step, tell me.
X is
X is equal to sec y.
Sec y. So dx by dy, sec y into tan y. Dy by dx, 1 upon sec y into tan y. Y lies in first and second quadrant. So sec y into tan y is positive. Therefore, what will I write here? Modulus of sec y into root of sec square y minus 1. Then only this will be always positive. So 1 upon modulus of x into root of x square minus 1. Is it fine with everybody?
Yes, sir. So just a minute, typing.
Yeah. Derivative of sine inverse x. How the formula is? 1 upon root of 1 minus x square. So what will be derivative of sine inverse u? In place of x, I put some other function. 1 by root of 1 minus u square into derivative of u.
U.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Now write an example for it on the side. What will be derivative of sine inverse of log x? What will be the derivative of sine inverse of log x? Speak out.
1 upon root 1 minus log square x into
Log x,
derivative of
Log X.
derivative of log x.
Log X, which is 1 by X.
So finally 1 by x root of 1 minus log x whole square. So today's my homework is going to be this type of question. Is it fine, everybody?
Yes,
Atharva? Atharva?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Then write next formula. D by dx of cos inverse of x. What is the difference in the answer between sine inverse x and cos inverse x?
A will be minus sign.
Only a minus sign. So minus 1 upon root 1 minus x square. So what will be d by dx of cos inverse u?
Minus 1 upon
Minus 1 upon
root 1 minus U square.
1 minus u square
Derivative of U.
derivative of u. So what will be the derivative of sine inverse of root cos inverse of root x? Cos inverse of root x. Are you writing with my speed or should I wait? Cos inverse of root x derivative. I want somebody to answer. Johar, Johar,
Yes, sir.
answer me. Derivative of cos inverse root x.
So 1 divided by,
Minus 1, no?
sorry, minus 1 divided by root, uh, root 1 minus root x.
Root
The
x
whole
को square
square.
करना है ना?
Root x the whole square.
So can I write x
X
into
into root x. Derivative of root x. Sorry.
derivative of root x? So minus 1 upon root of 1 minus x. Do you remember what is derivative of root x?
1
1
upon
upon 2 root
2 root.
1 upon 2 root x. D by dx of tan inverse x. This beautiful formula, no root in it, no minus sign in it. So super formula. What is the super formula? 1 upon 1 plus x squared.
X.
Correct? No? No root in it, no minus sign in it. Always remember, tan inverse x is a very beautiful formula. Now, this is all complicated. Root is there, 1 is the minus is there. So what will be derivative of tan inverse of sin x? Oh, sorry, tan inverse of u. First write derivative of tan inverse u. Abhijit, you know why I'm calling in between? I want to see whether you're concentrating. Abhijit? Yeah, only 5 minutes you stayed in the class. Derivative of cot inverse x. Give me the answer for this. Chaitanya, you're there in the class?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me the derivative of cot inverse x?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Minus 1 upon 1 plus x square.
Minus 1 upon 1 plus x square. So what will be the derivative of cot inverse u?
It will be minus 1 upon
1 plus
1 plus u square.
into
Derivative of u.
u. So what will be the derivative of cot inverse, let's say, x square?
Minus 1 upon root 1 upon 1 plus x square whole square. Derivative of x square.
Very good. Excellent. So minus 2x upon 1 plus x raised to 4.
Yes.
Good. Today's homework is going to be this. Okay. George. George. Left already gone or what? George. Yeah. Irritating people. Jeff, can you tell me next one?
Yes, sir.
Second verse of x.
1 upon determinant of
Spotless.
modulus of x root x square minus 1.
Square minus 1. So what will be the derivative of second verse u?
Second verse u 1 upon modulus of u under root u square minus 1 into derivative of u.
11.
Yes, sir.
Can you answer me derivative of second verse of x cube?
1 upon modulus of x cube into root of x cube whole square minus 1 into derivative of x cube.
Very good. So I can say 3x square upon modulus of x cube into root of x raised to 6 minus 1. Understood? All of you understood the last part?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So today, those people who have not answered me, I'm going to call their parents. This is my method I'm going to use now. So today, George, you're going to get a call. I'll call directly to your parents. Again, Abhijit also, second half, he was not there. One beginning, he was there. If you don't know, you have to just say, sir, I don't know. But you can't just sit in the class and say, I cannot speak out in the class.